Hi guys, Artiar here. So Etheria Restart yesterday already posted the character PV about the upcoming new SSR, which is the RGB unit, which is Nevette. But basically the PV here doesn't bring in any information. It's just like some character cutscene, like going through some story which we didn't even know what the story is. So I don't really care about the PV, and the PV here doesn't even share like what is the skill kit of the character. So I don't really bother this like at all, right? Only like just telling us this RGB unit, but basically that's it. But what I'm curious is about the skill kit, and today, like a few minutes ago, 30 minutes ago, they posted about the skill kit, and we're gonna go through like what is the skill kit of her. I already slightly went through. It's actually very good. Now we take a look here at the skill preview. S1, you do 2 hits of damage to a single target, and every hit here have a chance to inflict petrified for 1 turn. So you have 2 time of chance to apply stone to the enemy, which is very good for a CC skill, and it's a S1 and it's a 2 hit, so it's 2 time of chance. But we need to see like this the petrified chances to land. What is the odds of landing it, the multiplier of the skill, and also the chances to landing the CC. But overall the S1 here looks very solid, and not to mention she is actually a holo character. It's not going to be a LD unit, right? So it's easier for us to actually get her dupe, and also overall to get her instead of like the LD unit. Then this exclusive passive is probably something like applies to the whole character, right? So exclusive passive, she will not trigger critical hit, so you don't really want to build her crit rate and crit damage. She's basically like Brock, you're not able to crit at all. However, when she's dealing damage, her attacks ignore the target's defense based on her effect accuracy. Then this is interesting. So, which means you're gonna build her CC, right? You're gonna build her with high effect accuracy to have a higher chance to land the petrified. And at the same time, the higher of her accuracy, the more defense ignore you are able to do. We have no idea of the multiplier, like what is the percentage of the conversion, but it looks solid here. Cause you can build her purely build her with accuracy, and she's still gonna do damage because she's gonna ignore the target's defense like certain amount. Like for example, like Messiah can ignore like 70%, right? Yeah, Messiah, why Messiah is so strong is because he can ignore 70% of the target defense and then apply himself invincibility, and also ignores the target passive. But because of one of the main things to make Messiah that high damage dealer is because there's 2 hit of multiplier 180, so it's 360 AoE damage, and also ignores the defense of 70%, makes Messiah one of the best unit to actually deal with the bruiser, especially the defense skiller like Holden, Rahul, that they actually skills with a lot of the defense, and they're going to be very tanky through the defense, and then your defense ignore here plays in a very important role. So same thing for her, she's gonna have this effect as well, but we have no idea what is the limit of the defense ignore and how the effect accuracy conversion into this effect. But just because of this, it actually makes her a very good unit already, because you can just purely build her full effect accuracy for the control, and she also have a decent amount of DPS because she can ignore the target's defense, right? And if the target is already under a control effect, so if you already apply a CC before she takes the action, for example, you use like Mari, or you use like Mio, you use like Obo, you control them. Or it's a boss type, so which means she's also usable in PvE content, because a boss type is instantly trigger, or the enemy is on control effect, then even more defense will ignore. So she's gonna be one of the best DPS, and with a control in her kit to actually deal with the enemy who is already in control. So I think Sword 7 is also a very good unit for her if you want her to do more damage, because since she ignores more defense if the enemy is on control effect. Plus, if you actually pair her with Sword 7, that if enemy is on control effect and you do 50% more damage, then it's even better. That this is from the skill 1 and also the exclusive passive. Then your S2 here deals 3 hit of damage to a single enemy, and every hit here have a chance to steal 1 buff from the target. This is also very good if you have a buff steal built in a kit, and if the target have no buff at all, then her damage is further increased. I'm also curious like what is the multiplier for her to actually get the damage increase here from the S2, but S2 here doesn't have any CC, so it's mainly you want to use the S1 and S3 to apply the CC. Then S2 here is probably your one of your main DPS output in my opinion. Then your ultimate here is a AoE damage of 3 hit. Alright, and then every hit here have a chance to inflict block, which is one of the best debuff, cause you can annoy, like for example, like enemy Linglor to actually apply immunity because of the block effect. You can also counter like Doki Doki, if not mistaken, to prevent Doki Doki to apply the buff that can cleanse away the debuff. All this thing, the block effect here is very good, and also petrified, so you can also CC them. AoE damage that cannot trigger crit is fine, but then you are able to ignore the target's defense for a certain percentage, and then you apply block and apply petrified. Then if enemy is already on control, you ignore even more defense. After you do this, then your S2 here is the upcoming damage that actually does more damage because of the 3 hit, and you can also steal buff, and if there's the target no buff, you can further increase damage. So I will say that she's the unit I actually needed. I'm a Cliff CC player, and I definitely very hyped for her to actually get her. I probably even want to get her dupe this time. Like most of the other Red Up banner, I actually skip for that dupe, right? Because I don't really have the resources to get their max dupe. You see other player or content creator, you probably see that they always P5 their unit. I can't really do that, but she is probably the unit that I hope that I can actually get her to P5. Because of the additional damage, the additional effect accuracy. I'm pretty sure her dupe gonna have effect accuracy in it as well, so I can actually have more defense. Ignore is actually very good. And then this is the recommendation from them. It's actually Blood Buff, Swift Rush, and Swift Smite. So Swift Smite here gives you effect accuracy. Swift Rush let you take the turn faster, because you're not going to build her pure DPS, right? You're not going to build her like Messiah that rarely have any speed at all, and you want her to have a decent speed, or probably even a fast speed, for her to actually apply the block and also petrify, so you can actually land the CC. So in my opinion, she's a build that she can build 2 types in my opinion. The first one is something like this, like the Jackal Guard one, to build her fast with blood buffs or tankiness of survival, and you can apply AoE CC as well. Then, or the other way is you build her with Sword 7. So with Sword 7 here, you can actually increase her damage output by another 50%, while at the same time you can also apply block, petrified, auto CC stuff, and also deal a decent amount of damage. But if you're building Sword 7, I'm not sure if you are suitable to build with Swift Rush and Swift Smite, because I don't think so. Yeah, if you build Sword 7 here, you can get Swift Rush, but you can only build with Swift Raid. You can't go for Swift Smite to get the additional effect accuracy. So far I think the aggressive type for this unit, the shell is going to be a Sword 7, and then for the most universal type is going to be a Jackal Guard, because you want the Swift Rush, you want the Swift Smite for the speed and effect accuracy to land the CC, right? If you're building her as a CC unit, and with blood buff probably with tankiness, because the other stuff here doesn't really benefit her much. So I probably is going to be blood buff, Swift Smite, Swift Rush, the universal build. And the DPS one, I think Sword 7 is a very good potential on her, because she does even more damage when the target is already on defense. Not dealing more damage, ignores more defense on the enemy when there's already on control effect. So I think Sword 7 is also very good synergized with her. But yeah, I'm really liking her kit. I really hope that I can get her dupe to actually boost her more, and not to mention she's a female character, it even make me want to summon her more. And the next one I'm actually curious is about Dating, because Dating here, they already posted the image of Dating, which is this one here, but we have no idea how is his kit yet. He haven't mentioned about the kit, but this is the Dating kit, right? It says SSR and then Luminous Hunter, Lumi Warden Dating. Okay, so yeah, I'm curious like how are they gonna do. But based on her kit here, it's already a very good unit. It's something that I want to go for. So what do you guys think about her kit? Like in my opinion, I'm really happy for her, because I'm a Cliff CC player, definitely suitable for me. But for the Bruiser player, you can also play her as well, because you can build her with blood buff, right? Blood buff is like everything on blood buff is a Bruiser unit, right? So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Feel free to comment down what you guys think about it, and see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.